Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and to the Japanese campaign, where I'm going to try and make a Fuso again. Now, I haven't expanded the shipyards, which is a slight issue, but I think I can still... 7725. So it might be tough to get everything that a Fuso would have on it on this ship. But I'm going to try my best. So the toasters are pretty fast at 26 knots. I'm going to have that, I think. Yeah, it's just pulling up the Fuso. Yeah, they could only do 23. Which is exactly in spec for this hull. So I think... if we make a slightly slower, slightly more heavily armed ship, will be quids in. Now, obviously, we've got to use 14-inch twins, just like Fuso did. Now, Fuso, from what I remember, is A... B to start with. Stand up a bit. A, B, front to... oh, hello. 24 versus 29. That one's a lot lighter. And is enormous. Which is what you want. So, great big pagoda tower. And then... I think it's Q funnel Q. So Q, and then a funnel. Oops, daisy. And then another Q turret. Then the rear tower. Which feels like it's reversed, but I don't think it is. And then X and Y. Yeah, that's about right. And then she had 6-inch casemates. We have 18. The real ship had 14. Which I suppose means I'm building it slightly bigger than it really was. Yeah, I'm slightly over on the displacement, but I'm not far off. Maybe I could shorten it. When does it shorten the hull? There we go. Boop. At about 35, which is actually what she was at. 35,300-ish. Yeah, I think we can make it more historical. The tower is the issue. And it has to go there. Should be able to just squeeze in the rear tower. Perfect. There we go. Lovely stuff. Then we also had the twin fives. I wonder where they put those twin fives. It's not really space for me to put them on though. Not sure I want to. What about fours? Nope. 3-inch singles, or maybe even 2-inch singles. Yeah, let's just go with 2-inch singles to represent the anti-aircraft battery. Lovely. Yes. Okay. Stick the protective stuff on. Cat ballistic's probably a bit too much. Probably come back to that. Yeah, we don't need cat ballistics. How about base fuse? Yeah, that's fine. That'll delete a destroyer. Now, armor-wise, what were they carrying? 2-inch deck. Yeah, that's literally just enough. And we'll leave it at 0.3. Belt was 12 to 4. Yeah, I kind of agree with the 4-inch extended. I would like more than 12 though. And then the turrets were under armored. They were like 11-inch, but I think put something a little bit more serious on. Uh, 4.3. Right, this is maximum both things. So we do have some play, but yeah, that 12-inch main belt, that concerns me. That needs to be 14. And these need to be 16. I don't feel comfortable going as lightly armoured as the real thing. Now we just need to get it underweight. Jeez. Okay, go. Yeah, we could go standard bulkheads and very good range. 32,750. That's very, very good indeed. They're even more expensive than the Tosers, but they carry a lot of firepower and are pretty close to a real world Fuso. Little bit heavier armor than a real world Fuso. And we've dispensed with the 5-inch guns. Well, certainly they had in World War II. I'm not sure they had them when they were originally built. No, they didn't. They must have been added later. So yeah, we've got the exact same 16 6-inch guns. We don't have 3-inch AA guns. We have 2-inch, but we have a lot more of them. We have 20 instead of just 5, and we don't have any torpedo tubes. So it's kind of in between the World War II and the World War I design, close to the World War I design. But yeah, that's a lot of 14-inch, a lot of 14-inch firepower. Right, it's going to absolutely break the bank building another 2 battleships, but we've got to keep at it. So 2 of those. I'll bring us up to 4 super dreadnoughts. And of course the second one is Yamashiro. Yes, but even though it'll take 2 years to build them, so they'll be ready around about when Yamashiro was finished. So we're not doing too badly in terms of such things, but good grief, the money. Oh my word, building ships is so expensive for poor Japan. I'm trying to have a very powerful fleet on not enough money, which is a real thing that Japan had to worry about. I guess I could keep threatening Russia for keep just making them give me money. I mean, our economy is, you know, number 4 in the world, but we're trying to have the number 2 fleet. Yeah, that's very, very tricky. But yeah, just Japan things, I guess. All right, after the government tried to, well, did in fact cut the Navy's budget, we're going to war with Russia. Well, that is the thing. Never heard of it. Germany and Italy are at war again. France and Italy. Us and Russia. Because, well, yeah, our economy is expanding. Well, we're now up to 86. It's not like that is a huge issue. What is a huge issue is just how expensive it is to maintain a fleet this big. How long until the Fusos are ready? 6 months. Okay, so we're going to have to sail without them. We're going to head up to Murmansk and attack that way, I think. That should be enough to take Murmansk. Yes, I might want to wait until I get the Mark III 12-inch. Do a cheeky little refit of our battleships and battlecruisers. I'll just send this fleet out for now. Can we pull that back a bit? I don't want to fall super behind on tech again. Ugh, why is money always such an issue for Japan? Well, that was weird. I had a crash the turn after, and then I reloaded, and it went back to before the war started, and then this time the Russians said no and bought me off. I also got a couple of events to increase the naval budget, thank goodness. Yeah, very strange goings on. Don't know what's happening today. Normally UAD is very, very stable. I had 2 crashes today. Thank goodness it also saves these days. It's Junior building new ships as well. I wonder if it'll do it again. Wonder if I can repeat the error. Hopefully not, but yes, we'll see if it behaves. Right, welcome back. Still no war with anybody, let alone the Russians. But I have a new battlecruiser design. And I think it's finally time to get some proper rocket-style battlecruisers built. Which I'm going to have to think about. Although I could just make them... -8, -7, -5. Yeah, 30,000 tons exactly. Yeah, these could be very nasty indeed. Let's stick with the 14-inch. I know I do have access to 15s and 16s now. But I think on 30,000 tons, a 14-inch gun makes a little bit more sense. Because full oil. That's pretty nice. Because I think we can push the speed of this thing to 30 knots. Now, a 30-knot battlecruiser is going to be just flat superior to the Katsuragis. if I can get it to work. Big old funnel. Yes. I think this will work. Going to be quite an elongated ship. But maybe, just maybe, we can make something pretty nasty here. Do all the usual mod cons. Constance 3. Rangefinder. We're looking pretty good, actually. We are looking pretty good. Alright. Trying to think what this is going to be. This is going to be similar to a Congo. I should go get the Congo stats up. Hold on. Right. Yes. Around about the time the Congos were built, we're about the right kind of time. We are currently faster than a Congo, which is good. We do have the same guns, the Vickers 14-inch 45s. We have 18 6-inch guns, as opposed to 16, and they also had some AAA and some torpedo tubes, but we're going to ignore all that for now. They did have 2 funnels, I believe. Slap a second one on. Doesn't add that much weight, and it adds lots of range, which is lovely. It's looking a bit gap toothed actually. Pull those together a little bit. Shorten the citadel a little bit. Yes, very fine. Armour. Now, the real ones had shit armour. Sorry if you're a fan of the Congo, but they had genuinely shit armour. We're going to put some actual good armour on. So we're going to go 2-inch on the deck, 4-inch on the extended, 14 on the main belt, 16 there, 4 and whatever, 3, 16, 16, 3, 4, 4.3. Is 0.3 enough? Yeah, 0.3 is enough. Yeah, that should work. And we're 103%. So we're a little bit overweight. But if I go down standard bulkheads, then I can have absolutely bonkers range on these things. Far superior to the real things, which were 19,000 kilometers. We're doing 46. And we're doing 30 knots as well. And we have a very nice battlecruiser. And these definitely will keep till the end of the game. Because, you know, Tosas and the Fusos, you know, we could maybe make those a little bit better, but they're both a little bit slow. The Katsugaris are a little bit underarmed and they're not as fast, and the Kawachis are now looking a bit old. But this thing, 8 14-inch guns, 30 knots, battleship grade armor. That is just plain useful. That is a plain useful capital ship, as long as you keep the rest of the systems up to date. Yes, Congo, very nice. So, 4. We could build 4 of them. That would be... Oh, my God. How did Japan afford to build all these capital ships? I mean, I can build... Oh, I can't build 4. That's too much. I can build 3. I can build 3 of the Congos. But I will use some Patreon names for them, which I will do off camera. Oh my God, they're so expensive. Yeah, we're going to have to cut back on tech spending again. Right, I'm going to go back to playing Slider Hero. Thought I'd come back and do a little update. So, for a start, Britain has destroyed Spain. Not completely. They have a few provinces here and there, but I wouldn't expect them to do anything at all for the rest of the game. Germany and France seem to be beating each other up. Or they were. Now, though, they are on the same side, destroying Italy. So Italy is about to go bye-bye, apart from possibly Somaliland. But yeah, they are really suffering. Americans are pushing on Sicily. The French are pushing on southern Italy. Yeah, none of that is looking good. Things over on our part of the world, though, very quiet. I thought perhaps we might get a chance to attack Korea now that they're not allied to anybody, but game says no. Yeah, they're not allied to anyone. I would definitely be attacking them if I could, but I can't. Roll on me getting dip extended. Done, finally. Right, so the Congos are about to finish, which is really good news. Which will give us a pretty solid fleet, I would say. It's not the 8-8, not yet, but we're getting there. I am expanding the shipyard, which is why I'm losing money, but I'm spending that money to get our shipyard size up to 53,000, which should keep us going for quite some time. Tech, despite the issues, is actually not looking too bad. The fleet's not looking too bad. I'd maybe like a newer destroyer, potentially. But the hulls that I got for the destroyers, I'm meh. Very meh hull is the Destroyer 3. It's not terrible, but you know, I would just be building something very similar to the existing destroyers. So I don't think we need that type of ship right now. I'm just happy that we're sitting okay. Politics wise, how are things going? Economy's gone past 100, which is really good. France and Russia don't. Spain and Russia don't seem interested in attacking us. I'm refusing all alliances because, of course, I am. At 448, I think we are still the number 2 navy in the world. Yes, we are. So it's really only if Britain declared war on us I'd be particularly concerned, but that will, of course, have to happen at some point. But it's not happening this episode for some reason. Oh well, at least I got to do some cool builds. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now. Right. Some technical issues have happened. I don't know why, but my recording software... well, I had a crash, which was nothing to do with Dreadnoughts, but DaVinci Resolve in the background crashed, and it seemed to bring down my display driver, and now I can't record anything normally, so I'm using Streamlabs to record, so if the levels are off, all of a sudden, I do apologise. I also have no idea if the game sound is coming through. It should be, though. Italy's gone. That's what I wanted to update people with. Korea has allied with Spain, so I'm going to increase tensions with Spain and try and eliminate them. Basically, that's my plan. eliminate Spain, and then eventually Korea will be mine. I'm also allied with Britain, because why not? I think we might get a war somehow that way, and that might make things a little bit more interesting. But yeah, mostly I'm just doing export orders for now, although I really should get on with building something else. I kind of want some action. Increase tension, yes. What are we building at the moment? Yeah, we're just building stuff for other people. Yeah, we're getting anything interesting in here? Oh, new battlecruiser. Well, all right. Well, okay, I guess we can wait 2 months to have a look at that. Build some sort of super Congo or something. Right. No. Oh. Oh, we'll get him. We'll get him eventually. We'll get him eventually. I want to see what that. Oh, of course it did. Why? Why do I even bother making alliances? You know, it's like they will inevitably break them. Total revamp of Diplo is something that I would love to do. It's better to discuss how to improve relations with Britain. Experimental 4 and experimental cruiser. Cool. Let's piss off the Spanish and have a look at those new ships. Let's see what we can do. Dreadnought 4, we already had. Battlecruiser 4. Yeah, it's a super Congo. It's a bit bigger than a Congo. Not too exciting. Let's add the experimental cruiser. If you wanted to make the cruiser killer of some sort, I guess. This one could potentially be interesting, but it's not. It doesn't feel like what we need right now. They could also do 30 knots. I mean, do I stick to the 8-8? 2 battlecruisers short and 1 battleship short. I guess I'm going to look for some inspiration, I think. All right, let's try. Wait, there is game sound. This, of course, would be the Amagi, I think. So I'm going to go -5 on the beam. We're going to go 35,000 tons. That is a little bit bigger. 30 knots. I wonder if I can make this work. Let's use those 16-inch guns. Although it's Japan, so they should be 16.1s, I suppose. I think the real Amakis were supposed to have... Let me just check. They were supposed to have... yeah, they're supposed... Well, these are going to be smaller. Considerably smaller, actually. But they were supposed to have 5 twin 16-inch guns. I think that's going to be a little bit beyond our capabilities. I think I'm going to go and try and aim for 8. I go for the lighter big pagoda. Yeah, if I go 1 there, 1 there. What kind of secondaries were they planning for these? Single 4.7 inch, 5.5 inch. I'll probably stick with 6 inch casemates. Yeah, we've got casemates. I don't think we need to mess about with secondaries. Go for 2 funnels, I guess. Fills in the space quite nicely. And I believe they were double funnel design. Yeah, they were. But they had... Well, they went like this, and then they had another turret here, basically. But I'm making something a bit smaller. Good. And of course, I mean, we're about on time for these, I think. Right, we didn't come with armour, which is always a disappointment, but yeah, I think... What were they planning on putting on armour-wise? Fuck all. Oh, that would not have been a good idea. Let's go 3 and 3. 14-inch main belt's all I'm able to get. I mean, that's not protecting us against 16-inch guns. To be honest, 16-inch is barely protecting us against 16-inch guns. These are punchy buggers. Let's go for something like that. Now, I've boosted the range crazily by putting on 2 funnels, which is entirely unnecessary. That's mostly just so that the ship looks about right. So I don't mind pulling that back. Or that. And now... Okay. We're still a little bit overweight. Still a little bit overweight. We could lose... We could lose a bit of the extended protection. It's just, I'm not a... Yeah, we could go down to 3 inch extended. I'm just not a huge fan of cutting it much more than that. Oh wow, the Barbette armor gets us under. Yeah, let's go for that. So it's a little bit shaved down in terms of the protection. But that is a potentially extremely nasty ship to be building in, what is this, 1920? That's 30 knots and 8 16-inch guns. Now that is a spicy ship to be constructing. Very spicy indeed. I like it as well. Looks good. Let's build 2 of them. I will rename them in a minute. Oh, we're over in Sasebo. That's never good. Let's move the battle cruisers somewhere. Let's move them to Tokyo. Nope, that's too much. I can move 2 of them to Tokyo. And maybe move one of them and a battleship up there. Yeah, I'm going to have my fleet a bit more spread out than I normally do. But yes, we can do that, and we can get those 2 ships. I will give them a name very, very quickly. If I go and get the name list. Right, we can have the Amagi. And we're going to have... the Kuroi Mihari. Lovely. Right, well, that'll bring me up to 8 battlecruisers. And then just slightly short on battleships. But I think I need a better hull. But I'm not getting one of those for a little bit. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go back to pissing off Spain. But I think I will end the episode here. Maybe turning my computer off and on again will fix the technical issues. I certainly hope it does. And I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.